I am on currency pair AUD USD. And one of the things that I do when I first get on my price chart is, depending on what's happening, I like to start from a fresh price chart. Now, if the market is trending just like how it is right now, typically I keep like the last few tools as price is trending. So, and plus I don't go to the left when I trade, you guys. I typically stay to the right. But I'm, just trying to keep up with prices doing to the right. And so if I know I'm pressed for time, it's plus because I look at quite a few currency pairs, the last thing that I want to do is, number one, look to the left. The second thing that I don't want to do is come here and customize every single tool that I'm using. So I'm going to show you at least 2 to 3 tools that I use and how I customize them and how they save me time. And I'm going to be showing you guys how to do it on multiple time frames. So I'm going to use the chart layout feature to save me some time. The chart layout feature, if you go up to the top right hand corner, it's going to look like a square. It says select layout. I'm going to select that layout. I'm going to click on 2. Now, what this means is I'm going to see 2 currency pairs or 2 different price charts side by side. And so as you guys can see, I have the euro and the Japanese yen, and I need to make sure this is on the same symbol. So what I am going to do is change my left hand side to the weekly time frame. I let my higher time frames being on my left. I'm going to change this second chart back to AUD USD, and it's going to be on the daily time frame. Now, as you guys can see, I already have things on this price chart. It's from a class that I was hosting with my Swing Trading Society group. And so I was teaching them about price ranges. So anyway, I'm going to delete what's on this side. Now, I am looking at 2 different time frames, but the time frames are still showing the same information. The only thing that is different is that I have more candlesticks on the daily time frame. So think about it like this. You see my scan. Now you get to see the layer inside of my scan, right? So that's like the second layer besides the outside layer. So it's almost like the more in time frames you go, the lower in time frames you go, like you're looking deeper and deeper within the human body. That's how I like to say it. But anyway, so let's just say I come to my price chart. I'm on the price chart and I want to start to customize to save time. So let's just say that I'm on the daily and I want to start to plot things. So I'm going to use what's called a price note tool, and it's just in my favorites bar. Now, if you guys want to know what's in my favorites bar or my shortcuts bar, and you guys want to know what I use, how I use it, and why I use it, then make sure to comment down below that, hey Shaquan, can we get a shortcuts favorite video? And I would definitely do a shortcuts video for you. So I'm going to use a price note tool, and you can find this on the T under the T icon on your left hand side. It's called price note tool. And let's just say that I want to plot this tool right here on this lower high here. And as you can see, it says 0.75982. That's the exchange rate, or the highest exchange rate that price could not pass. Now, I'm going to show you guys something before I do anything else. So now it just changed to blue. So anytime I do something on my daily time frame, I do not want it to go up in time frames. One of the reasons being is because if your tools go up with you when you go up in time frames, it's going to clutter your chart. So if you look from my right hand side to my left hand side to my weekly time frame, then you guys can see that this price tool is also over here in a strange place, in a strange area on the weekly time frame that makes no sense for me to use. So what I'm going to do is create a template to keep this tool on the daily time frame, and I'm going to change the color. The reason why I'm going to change the color is because I highly believe, and I do recommend, that you keep your time frames different colors so you know what you're plotting on a certain time frame and where it comes from when you want to enter or exit a trade. So I'm going to double click on this tool, and as you guys can see, a price note box comes up for my settings. So what I'm going to do is change the color. I'm going to go to background, which is red. I keep my daily time frame color the red. I'm on it the most. So it's almost like saying, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. I like my label text to be small. I like, as you guys can see, let me pause because I'm going to go too fast. I like the text to be small as well. So I'm going to make this a size 10. And you can write on this price note tool, which is why I like it, because it's a multi-purposeful tool. So I'm going to change the color to black. And as you guys can see, LL appears. So this can stand for lower high if I put LH. And I can change where I want this to go. Top, I can change it to right hand side. I can change it to center. You can do whatever you want. You can bold it, italicize it, whatever you want to do. I don't ever mess with the coordinates because you can move this tool yourself. And the visibility we do not want on the weekly time frame. Visibility just basically means what you want this tool to show on a certain time frame. So the ones you have checked are the ones that will get this tool. The ones you have unchecked, they don't get the tool. So before I get out of this settings, I'm going to go to the word template. So we're going to click on template. And as you can see, I already have some saved. So I'm going to save as, let's just say daily lower high. And so when I save it and then click the word OK, voila, the tool is now taking off of the weekly time frame, shows on the daily, and will show on my 4 hour and minutes and seconds time frame. Now, let's just say I wanted to place another tool, right? And let's just say this time I wanted to go to this lower high here. Now, as you can see, it does not have the LH, but it's still red. So what I can do now is click on, and it's all, like, I love Tradingview because it has so many ways to get to settings. So now I can click on this box where it says template, scroll down, and y'all can see it says daily lower high. So it saved my template. It customizes for me. So when I click on that one, instead of customizing the tool all over, the color, the letters, and everything, the size, that just saved me at least a minute or less. Okay, and so I have a lower high here. So you can create as many templates as you want. You can have it go to any time frame. You can let it be any color. It can say whatever you want it to say. Maybe you don't want it to say anything. Maybe you want it to be blank with just the exchange rate number. But this is one of the ways you can customize this tool. Now, I also use, let's just say, my rectangle. I use the rectangle a lot as well. And this is, the rectangle is basically my trade highlighter where I want to enter the trade. I don't use it for exits. I only use it for entries unless I counter trend trade. So if I wanted to place, let's say I just want to place a trade here in this area. I want to see a price to come back to this area. Well, as you guys can see, it's blue, which means it's from my weekly. It's on my daily as well. But if you go to my weekly, it doesn't make any sense where this is placed at, especially if I want to enter a trade per the daily time frame with the daily trend, right? So instead of having this show on my weekly time frame because it makes no sense, I'm going to double click on the tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to style. Now remember, my red is for my daily time frame. So what I'm going to do is come over here and click on background. I'm going to change this to red. I'm going to go down to opacity, however you say this name, I don't know. And I can make this zone as bright or as light as I want it to be. Now, I don't want it too bright because I need to be able to see my wicks. So I'm just going to keep it like a light reddish color. Now, you can change this to any color that you like per your time frame. I'm always changing colors on my charts. I'm never satisfied with them. You may be the same, you may not be, whatever the case may be, but I will keep it red, okay? I don't ever extend it to the right or to the left because I'm not trading support and resistance, so I don't need it to extend. But if you are the support and resistance trader, this can be really good for you to do. Instead of you dragging the tool and then changing the coordinates, extend it left or right. That's the most beautiful thing about Tradingview. They are always upgrading to make it easy for you, which is why I love Tradingview. So, I can write on this tool as well, as long as the text box is checked. I can write on this tool and have it say whatever I want. I can call it my estimation zone, which is where I call it because I'm estimating price can get to this point so I can enter my trade. I don't ever mess with the coordinates. The visibility. Now, remember, this is still on the weekly time frame. I don't want it on the weekly time frame. So I'm going to uncheck the box. I'm going to save it. Let's say I save it as daily estimation zone, so DEZ. I'm going to hit save. Now it says I already have a template that exists. I'll replace it. So I'll replace it and say yes and okay. So if I wanted to do this again for anywhere I wanted to enter the trade, as you guys can see, it doesn't show on my weekly time frame. And if I wanted to change it to show on my weekly time frame, watch this, because I already have a template saved. I'll come up here, I'll go to weekly, and then voila, it changed the color and it's already on my weekly time frame. Now, you guys may be asking, well, Shaquan, why don't you want the tool to go up in time frames? Why only go down? Once again, I don't like a cluttered chart. If I have a zone or one of my price notes tools on a lower time frame, Well, why am I dropping down in time frames? I drop down to enter on lower time frames. Now, for me, my lowest is the daily, right? But if I know that that's my lowest time frame, I may need to zone from a higher time frame. So it makes more sense if price travels with me as I drop down versus traveling with me as I go up, which will clutter my chart because the candles are bigger, not smaller. And so this is one of the ways that I customize every tool that I use. I do it for every time frame that I'm using, which is monthly, weekly, daily. I do it for my price notes tools. I do it for my text tools, my highlighters, my risk reward tools if I want it to be a different color per every time frame, or maybe the same color per every time frame. But you can customize every single tool to do what you want it to do. And this is one of the quickest ways that I found to really help. Now, I want to know from you, do you think that this will help you? Do you think this will help you save time as well? Because this is the only thing that you can customize. You can customize your time frames, you can customize your indicators, and it's really a beautiful thing when you learn these customizations because they save you time in real life. So if you found this video helpful, this quick tip video helpful, and you want to use it, then give it a thumbs up, share it to someone else who can use this information, and don't forget to like it to help this video progress in the algorithm. So I'll talk to you guys in the next video. You guys be blessed.